So today I wanted to briefly talk about Kamen Rider 01 episode 5 Slug Started. So this episode primarily focuses on the human society adapting to human gear living in their society. And this episode primarily focuses on a person who's been too lenient or being too, let's just say, used to human gear life. So the episode starts as when we see Aruto making a human gear in their website, in the Hidden Intelligence website, where he's kind of messing around with it, and we see various people doing the same thing, and this kind of leads to Naruto delivering a message or a kind of a humagear to a new customer of theirs, who's Mr. Uchimizu, who's a well-known manga writer in the Zero One universe, who he in his own right you can probably tell because of his house. When they eventually meet Mr. Uchimizu, we see that he's a man who's a bit too lenient on humagears, and that he's taking full advantage of their intelligence or their advanced technology, and he's kind of using it to his own self-benefit. So we see that he's kind of lost his passion for manga and let the human gears make the entire process of making manga, which is pretty impressive that the human gears can actually do so. So we see that Arto's a big fan of his work, and he's kind of surprised of how his idol or kind of his hero who inspired him through his manga kind of acts now. So we see that he doesn't even respect the human gears and just thinks of them as tools. When we see that one of the human gears actually malfunctions and falls to the ground due to some kind of lag error, and we see it's due to a battery glitch or something, and we see that he requests a replacement, and this kind of leads to him sending another human gear out to get groceries. And I'll go back to this later. We see in the Hidden Intelligence building that after a monster attack at Mr. Shimizu's house, that he kind of sent a complaint to Hidden Intelligence, which if his word got out, it would probably make their rating of their company kind of plummet. So we see a conversation between Izu and Naruto, where Naruto kind of is disappointed of meeting his hero, and the only thing Izu got from that entire kind of meeting was that he needed an assistant. You see that Naruto is kind of disappointed because of that, and he kind of says that he lost his passion. This leads to Izu searching the word passion, and that is when your feelings burn for something. And this kind of leads Izu to tell Haruto something or ask a really silly question, and that should a human being be in a dire state, should they catch fire? And this kind of leads Haruto laughing, and this kind of leads Haruto getting an idea, and I'll kind of tell what's the idea later on. Then we see Izu kind of printing something in the 3D printer, and this kind of leads to her kind of searching something. And this kind of leads to her confronting Mr. Ichimizu after meeting a guy who's kind of making an anime for his manga. And we see that he doesn't even treat other human gears that aren't even his, even not the right way, and still thinks of them as tools. And this kind of leads to Izu meeting him, and she apologizes for the inconvenience, and kind of tells him something that she concludes that he still has passion, and this leads to the guy being confused. And this later on transitions us to see Arto and the vice president's assistant talking to Mr. Ichimizu about the delay or the shipments. We see he gets excited about them arriving because we do hear his doorbell, and he gets disappointed about it's only Izu. And she tells them that she officially delayed Mr. Ichimizu's replacements for about 24 hours, and we see that this shocks everyone, and she's kind of trying to help reignite his passion, in that this was an ideal that was held by even the predecessor of Arto being President Korinosuke, and we see that even if it wasn't in the terms of service, that he didn't have passion, that he can still order Humagear, and that was the ideal that Mr. Korinosuke had. And we see that Izu kind of searched the terms of service for passion, as well as her memories. We see that she doesn't find in the terms of service passion, but we do see she finding it in her memories. We see that it's a memory of Mr. Korinosuke, in that she or he's giving a speech to Izu about how she's the president's assistant, and that she shouldn't work for his sake, that she should help all who possess passion in the workplace, and that that's what their company must do. And this eventually leads to the guy running to his table and Naruto kind of making him realize something, in that from the words of Naruto, that he loved his manga and that it inspired him, that he should write his manga with more of your passion, and that manga writers have an awesome job and that they move people. And this eventually leads to the guy admitting something, in that he's hopeless and that he lost his passion. This eventually leads to a monster attack. So I'll go back to the scene where we actually initially meet this monster. So the monster is actually created out of the Humagear that was sent out by Mr. Ichimizu to get some groceries, and it's made by Jin. So Jin in this episode also has another motive, and that he wants to get another progress key for himself after seeing Harobi use his progress key for fun, I guess. We see that he nearly gets a biting shark progress key from Arto, but Arto manages to get it first. We see that during the fight when the monster is made, that Arto's attacks aren't even making a dent. This eventually leads to Fua appearing with Vulcan and getting a new weapon called the attached shotgun, which actually does make a dent on the monster, but making just the armor of the monster kind of melt or heat up. This eventually leads to the monster getting away, and we see that what Arto's idea is to somehow melt the armor of the Magir or the monster. This eventually leads to the fight scene or the monster appearing in Mr. Ichimizu's house, where Arto fights the monster as 01 and gets help by punching Kong Vulcan, where they both actually manage to beat it somewhat. We see that Arto gets another progress key in the process, being the Blazing Tiger progress key, which he actually uses to up his advantage on this fight. So prior to this entire encounter with the monster, we see that when the monster initially attacks, that Mr. Ichimizu actually picks up his pen or his brush, and we see that he still has some semblance of his passion, where we see that passion really ignite is during the fight with the monster, or he starts to draw the entire scenes or the fight scene with Arto and the monster in a manga style, which is very nice and epic. And the episode kind of ends with him reigniting that passion and making his manga on his own and being assisted with just one Humagear. This eventually leads to a new character being created for his manga, and he is very surprised, or art I should say, because he initially thought it would be a new character that he would like, but he's really surprised that it's actually Punching Kong Vulcan instead of 01. And this kind of ends the episode here. So overall, this episode was really good. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next